Hello and welcome back to our bonus little stretch yoga flow to coincide with the challenge. So I can't believe we are already done with week 3. So getting straight into it, we are actually starting off standing here. So coming towards the top end of your mats, we're going to just take a nice big inhale. We're going to exhale. Sweep your arms up and overhead, interlocking your hands here, looking towards your hands or close your eyes down. Now we're going to bend over to the right side, heavy through both of the legs, opening through the sides, holding for a breath. And then exhale over to the other side, big reach. Beautiful. Switching sides, over to the other. Beautiful. One more on each side after this. Big reach. Last one on that left side here. Really pull that side. And then coming back to center. Also interlocking those hands here. Looking up towards the ceiling. We're going to windmill those hands all the way down. Starting to tuck your chin into your chest. Finding that forward fold. Now you can just let your whole body just hang heavy here. Otherwise you can interlock those arms here. So grabbing opposite arm, opposite elbow. And starting to add a little sway here through the hips, through the legs. Good. So finding that ragdoll position, getting heavy through the heels, just trying to aim towards those thighs here. Good. Feeling that pull through the back of the legs, through the back of the hamstrings. Really just taking a moment. Just letting your whole body just hang heavy in space. And just noticing any little aches or niggles or pains here. Noticing where your body needs to recover. Feeling all those muscles that have been worked. Just take a nice deep breath. And then exhale, release those hands. We're going to slowly roll all the way back up. Nice big circle once again, coming all the way up. Really reach. And then let those arms go, tuck your chin into your chest, roll it all the way down. And then press into those heels, slowly roll all the way up. Beautiful, big circle through the arms, little back bend here if that feels good. Reaching those arms back. Exhale, windmilling those hands down, tucking your chin into your chest here. We're going to do one more full big circle. Inhale, peeling up, starting to float those arms. Nice and wide here, little back bend. And exhale, tuck that chin, rolling all the way back down here. Just holding, really trying to straighten the legs, trying to touch the ground here. If you can't touch the ground, don't stress. You can always hold the backs of your ankles if you want to get a little bit deeper. Otherwise, really pressing into those feet, grounding down into the earth here. Beautiful. We'll take one more deep breath. And then exhale, coming back to stillness. Beautiful. Now we are going to step the left leg back, dropping that knee down, untucking your toes. So coming into like a little lizard lunge here. So you can drop down onto that left hand, twisting onto the outside of that right foot. So you can press into that leg with that right hand, opening through that hip flexor, through the outside of that glute. Now you can always tuck your toes and lift up into that full lizard lunge here, if that feels good for you. Otherwise you can alternate, you can drop the knee down for a second. You can then press and lift it up, squeeze that glute. Inhale down. Beautiful. Opening here, feeling that opening through that hip. Now if it feels available to you, you can actually come down onto your elbows. If you can come onto both, I can only usually come down onto one, otherwise just meeting your body where it is. Holding there for a second. Beautiful. Then pressing back into those hands. We're going to step that left foot in. Right leg goes straight back. Coming onto the side of that left foot here. So opening into that little lizard, opening through the hip. Remember, tucking those toes, lifting the back leg if that feels good. Dropping the back knee down. Beautiful. Staying here for just a breath. And then we can drop down onto those elbows if that feels good. Just really feeling that hip open here. Beautiful. Now, if you want to, coming down onto those elbows or just stay pressing up out of your hands. Coming down. As I said, I can usually almost come down onto both. Otherwise, you can come down onto just one elbow, push that leg further. Beautiful. Staying here for a breath. Beautiful. And then exhale. Coming back to center. We can swing that leg around. Beautiful. Now coming into a little puppy pose. Beautiful. So coming into a puppy pose here, so your knees stay in line with your hips. Starting to walk your hands all the way towards the top of your mat. So trying to actually drop down onto your elbows, rest your head down on the mat. And just trying to let your chest just drop. So melt through the chest. Let everything just hang heavy. Opening through the backs of those shoulders here, opening through those hips. Beautiful, just staying here for a breath. Big exhale. One more deep breath. In through the nose. And exhale. Slowly walking those hands back up. Coming into a little child's pose here now, so opening through the knees, send that bum back. Reaching those arms forward. So really trying to open through the backs of the shoulder blades. Trying to get your bum to touch your heels. Beautiful. Staying here for a breath. And then as you exhale, we're going to cross the left arm underneath. Finding length here. Beautiful. Dropping down onto that shoulder here. Just staying here for a breath. Opening through that chest. Trying to keep that bum nice and heavy. Coming back to center, staying nice and low, threading that other arm, right arm underneath. Trying to keep that bum nice and heavy. And then coming back, holding down that child's pose here just for 2 breaths. Beautiful. Reaching away here, letting everything just melt. Taking one more deep breath. And exhale, slowly release, walking those hands back up. Now we're going to come into a little back bend flow, so finding your kneeling position. Now we're going to find a bit of fluid movement here. So coming into a high kneel, we're going to windmill the right arm back towards your right heel. We're going to open your left arm overhead, eye gaze looks to the hand. Really trying to send those hips forward, open through the back. Beautiful. Now starting to lower your bum down, sweep the left arm around. Reaching for that heel and then find that length. Beautiful. Exhale. Fluid movement here. Find that flow. Squeeze that bum. Pull that belly in. Other side. Beautiful. We're going to do 2 more on each side and then we're just going to hold. Beautiful, last one. Last one on this left side. Beautiful, coming over to that right, we're just gonna hold here for a breath. So really just trying to anchor in, squeeze your bum. Take a nice deep breath. And big exhale. Slowly release. Back over to that left side, just holding, noticing what side feels different. And then big exhale. Slowly release. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Now we're going to come up into that downward dog here. So starting to pedal out your feet. One heel drops, then the other. Really trying to get that heel to touch the mat. Over to one side. And over to the other. Really trying to drop that heel. Beautiful. Feeling that pull through the back of the legs. Now coming back to center, we're going to come into a little chaturanga. So we're going to shift your weight forwards, wrists are in line with your shoulders. Now we're going to lower down into our chaturanga. So keeping your body hovered, untucking your toes. We're going to press up, look towards the ceiling, and then tucking your back toes. Start to send your hips all the way back up. Find that downward. Beautiful. So shift your weight forwards. Start to drop that chest down. Hold for a second. Untuck your toes. Press into those hands. Beautiful. Tuck your back toes. Send those hips up. Beautiful. Now next one, we're going to come forwards. We're actually going to drop down onto the mat. So drop, untuck your toes. We're going to push into both of your hands here. Find a little baby back bend. Beautiful. So pressing up in other hands, you can look to the right side. You can look to the right side. You can look to the left, pressing up and out of those hands here, arching through the back, keeping that belly pulling in, looking over that shoulder if you want, over to the other. And then slowly melting down. We're going to find a little sphinx pose here. So bringing those elbows, we're going to press up and out of those palms here. Same as before, little baby back bend. Just opening, you can look over the shoulder again. And then over to the other side. And then coming back to center. Resting your head down on your hands, just taking a little rock of those hips side to side, just releasing any tension there. Beautiful. And then we'll just finish off in a child's pose. So pressing yourself back, knees come nice and wide. Reach those arms towards the top of your mat. And just taking just a little moment here. We'll stay here for 3 deep breaths. Taking that big inhale through the nose, belly rises. And exhale, sinking just a little bit deeper. And just taking a little moment of gratitude here. Really just thanking yourselves and your bodies for showing up for this 20-day challenge. You should be so proud of yourselves for making it this far. We are so close to being done. I am so, so proud of you. You should be so proud of yourself as well. Beautiful. We'll take one final deep breath. In through the nose. And exhale. Release it there. Beautiful. You can stay here a moment longer if that feels good for you. Otherwise, slowly making your way all the way back up. Beautiful. And then you are all done with your little stretch flow. Nice and rejuvenated here. Body is nice and stretched out. Now I will see you all on Monday for the final week of the 20-day challenge. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. I will see you nice and early Monday. Bye guys. See you later.